Now, in the US, the Pentagon, as you would know, is the department that basically runs defence. It has a massive budget, almost $1 trillion US dollars. To be precise, it's 824 billion US dollars is in their budget. And for the 7th time straight, they have failed an audit of their finances because, would you believe it, they don't actually know where all of this money has gone. Is it any wonder that Donald Trump has set up the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, to clean all this nonsense up? I mean, for heaven's sake, you would think the most basic job of a government department would be to know where it's spending the money that it compulsorily takes from you in taxes to do things with. No, they don't know that. Jon Stewart, who of course is a late night host over in the US, sat down with Kathleen Hinks, who's the Deputy Secretary of Defence, and asked her very calmly and methodically, well, if you don't know where the money is going, isn't that a problem? And she bizarrely said, not at all.
An audit is exactly what you just described, which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit or the fact that the DOD has not passed an audit is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse.
So what is
now, it's a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where.
In my world, that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think?
I mean, look at Hinks there. He says, if I give you $1 billion and I don't know how you've spent it, that's why. She goes, oh, what a stupid suggestion. This is how they operate in government. No wonder Trump has sent in Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to clean this stuff up.
The Pentagon has just failed its 7th consecutive audit, nearly $1 trillion of budget. They can't even tell you where it goes. So I think part of this is exposing for the public the extent of that rot and waste, but then to take steps first through executive action and then laying the groundwork for broader change through legislation as well to rein in that deficit, to rein in that budget. And more crucially, Maria, I know we're talking about this in terms of efficiency, but there's something deeper going on here. This is about restoring self-governance and accountability in America as well.
I mean, it's just so emblematic of the deep disdain that government has for taxpayers and the deeply entrenched arrogance within bureaucracy that they fail the 7th audit straight. They literally don't know where all of that $1 trillion has been spent. They can't account for it. The auditors actually couldn't form an opinion of the numbers they were looking at because they weren't given the full numbers. And they go, oh, well, that's no problem. Do you think there is any business anywhere in the world that would operate like that and the CEO wouldn't get the sack tomorrow?
This is making me feel so much better about myself because I get really down on myself because I can't find my socks. The US Defence Department
that's
can't
directly
find
relevant.
$1 trillion they can't find.
No, it's not $1 trillion. To be clear, this is the 7th that they failed.
Well, yeah,
so
I was just about to say that.
trillions. It's well over $6 trillion because this $824 billion, that's just for the year to date. But this is the 7th that they failed. So we're talking well over $6 trillion now that they're just saying, can't really tell you what we did.
The good news is, though, that they believe that by 2028, their auditing processes will be good and they'll know where all this money is. So we've only got to wait, another 3-4 years and it'll all be sweet.